Yo, welcome everybody. Welcome to TRADERSGLOWFX podcast. Yes, we have officially launched today. I'm so glad that everybody was able to make it to this first episode. But listen, we're going to be talking about supply and demand and many other things. But before we even get into it, let's go ahead and tap into this nice intro we got ready for you. Yeah. Yeah. What's going on, family? Hey, we here. And listen, I want to share some great gems with you guys. But first off, I want to start a little bit with my story on how I started in the Forex industry, the things I was introduced to, the highs and the lows that I have experienced, and how it's got me to where I am today. So further ado, let's go ahead and start. So basically, I'm an artist who raps, you could say Christian artist. Many people call it Christian rapper. That's fine if you call me a Christian rapper. And I lead worship at my church as well. But I'm also plugged into a lot of different avenues, and one of those avenues is Forex, right? That's probably one of my major avenues when it comes to investing, and I'm really solely focused on that. So I just decided to build a podcast for my people, so people would definitely get into the rhythm of knowing how to trade Forex and being exposed to the markets a little bit more, right? But I started from a very, very hard place. I had a guy who was into the MLMs at the time. If you guys know iMarkets Live, I can't remember what they're called today. I think they're called I Am Academy, I believe. And I have started out my journey there, and they taught me, basically how to trade support and resistance. They had a lot of signals coming out. Granted, it was in 2018. So, when it started in 2018, it was still on an up and up coming. And they were still working on some things, of course, and still trying to develop their structure. So it wasn't really the best time to actually start in that market. However, I was in a good space to learn Forex still. And I remember my music manager at the time, he got me on. He was like, hey, listen, man, you want to get into this, this Forex industry. If you really want to make your money and become full-time trader, this is the way to go, man. This is the way to fuel your music. This is the way to fuel your financial freedom and literally live the life that you want to. And at first I was like, oh, man, this is a scam, bro. Like, there's no way that somebody can make money like this and then expect to just quit their job, right? So he sent me a video. I started to, dive more into this video he sent me from iMarkets Live, and then it just sparked some interest because most MLMs start out with trying to cap off for somebody who wants to join the business, and then they gain their financial profits by coming under that person, correct? And I was like, okay, I'm interested. So I got interested. I started trading with them. They had this harmonic scanner. It was working, then it wasn't working. There was just a lot of stuff that I just didn't like experiencing with. So I just you know what? Hey, how about you just personally teach me? I was talking to my manager at the time that he was in it. I was like, how about you personally teach me? And he was teaching me. I still wasn't understanding. And I remember one time he took a trade and he made 10 grand. And I was like, yo, how you make 10 grand, man? That's impossible. That's crazy. And he said, he had this guy that he was doing signals with. He was paying, about $80 a month for. And then I guess, I'm not sure what happened after that, but it turns out that he just stopped doing Forex, man. And he just, started heavily investing into YouTube. So I'm here alone. I'm just like, you know what? I got out of the bad boy of iMarkets Live. And I have my ex at the time. She was trading as well. I met her. She got me on the platform a little bit. And the platform that they were trading, I think at the time was Silver Star or something like that, along with her friend KJ, I believe that was her name. And I couldn't really remember like everything that took place, but I knew that kind of like, joining them was kind of like, I did not necessarily join their group, but I was kind of like joining them in like, ideas and like trading, being more exposed to the market and kind of figure out a strategy, right? Because at this point, I'm trying to figure out like, how can I trade Forex without joining anything? So they were trying their hardest to like, get me into their group. And I was like, oh, this is just like iMarkets Live. And then I ran to a group called Forexia, right? And then when I started learning more about Forexia, I was like, oh, okay. Like Forexia had more of a spotlight, in my opinion, and it had more of a draw-in. And that's because there's a guy named Dylan who runs that Forexia, and he started talking about market manipulation, the M's and the W's, and consolidation, and accumulation, stop hunts. Like he just had all these particular gems he was just dropping, and I was just really like, man, I really want to get into this group. This group seems like it's legit. He was showing all his trades. He was really popular on YouTube. So I was like, okay, this guy's actually legit. So I got into his group, and to be honest, I ain't gonna lie. I was seeing profits. But there was times where the market did not do what he said it was going to do, and there was just a lot of times where at that time I was emotional. Now, granted, if I was where I am today, I think it would have been a little bit different because I did see profits, people. I did see profit. I just didn't take it. I was being greedy. There's times I was at $100 up, $200 up. I ain't gonna lie, guys. There's times where I saw $400, $300, and I'm like, yo, I gotta take this bag. I took the bag, and then all of a sudden, I blew it. And we're gonna get into that a little bit. Why I have a trading plan, but that's gonna be a little bit in this episode. But I'm over here trying to figure out, okay, I'm losing every single time I'm taking these trades. How come they're not working out right? Then they had all these mentors. So they had all these mentors that you was rocking with, and I think they had like 4 or 5 different mentors. And sometimes people would choose this mentor, sometimes people would choose another mentor, and it's just what I started seeing. It was just a lot for me, and it was too much for me. And it was one of those things where I feel like I just don't think it was just really a good idea overall for me to remain in this group, because even though it was growing me as a trader a little bit and I started seeing profits, I started getting more into the beat the market maker method. I didn't see many profits. So then I got out of Forexia and I got onto this guy named Ty Trillionaire. I think he goes by Ty Trillionaire at this point still. And I started watching his live YouTube videos. And I remember even talking to him YouTube live. And I just love the fact that he kept it simple. So it's just break and retest, staying with the overall trend. Like, that was like a spark in my success when it came to trading. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I need to stay with this guy and learn under him without having to go under anybody else. And then after a while, man, I just started seeing profits. I was like, wow. I took a $100 account, $200 account, $300 account, and then all of a sudden I invested in $500 account, went to almost $1,000. And then what happened is, like, for some reason, I started going back my route. I still had these like tensions of beat the market maker method, and all of a sudden I just started like losing profits again. And what I realized, I was just very inconsistent, very an emotional trader. I was strategy hopping because I still had my thoughts of iMarkets Live all the way to Forexia. Then I'm under this guy Ty. So I was trading for 2 years, and I promise you guys, if I did not have these emotions that were so attached to me when I was trading, I could have been a phenomenal trader. To be honest, I could have been somewhere where I'm not today. I mean, I think I really would have been close to financial freedom. But that's fine because those lessons taught me something and got me to where I am today. Am I a full-time trader at the moment? No. But am I pretty close to becoming where I want to be in life? Absolutely. At the end of this year, at the end of the last year of 2022, I ended up going under a guy named Doyle Exchange. And I started learning from his ways because I realized when I started watching his YouTube videos, I started trading supply and demand. And all of a sudden, I started seeing a lot more profits than normal. I used to be a swing trader. I used to hold my trades 50, 60 pips. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but I had to find something that was fitting my personality and worked best for me because I'm still at work, working an 8 to 4 job. But I'm still able to trade. I'm still able to be on my phone. And so that's a good thing. So I'm taking advantage of learning under this guy because I'm sitting here running a group and I feel like I'm just giving all my gems to this group. But at the same time, I'm not in the right place where I really want to be. So I ended up going on Doyle. I learned so much from Doyle even before I got into his group, and I canceled the subscription in the first month because I realized I'm trading the same way he is. I'm seeing the same setups he's taking. And on top of that, I got a little bit extra information from him based off a break of structure and then where the gaps returned to after the structure was broken, in line with the trend, trading counter trend. It don't matter. Like I started realizing, wow, now I got it. So I got out of his group. I mean, I'm still in this group currently because the subscription ain't fully up. But I don't really pay attention to what's going on in the group because I'm sitting here teaching my folks, like, listen, I've learned this stuff. It was kind of similar to ICT method, which is very ironic. It's crazy how one of my friends said that Doyle knew nothing necessarily about ICT when he was trading this. So it just goes to show you, like, you don't need to always in other words, it's not just a one way of trading as many people think, and there's not just this one person who figured everything out without knowing that somebody else was doing the same thing. So is it very possible that somebody has figured out how to trade gaps without, learning from ICT? Absolutely, right? Because remember, like, everybody's, learning about the markets in a different, way. So going on with that, I was like, man, I started teaching my group a lot more about what I was doing. And I tell you what, I went for a trade that went like I think it was like 1 to 10, and I took a 1-1. I was realizing, I was like, yo, I can swing these trades if I want to. But I started being consistent with my profits by taking 1-to-1s. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to talk about today, I ain't going to hold you too long, but what I'm going to talk about today is we are going to talk about supply and demand. All right. Supply and demand, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, is the most effective strategy that you can ever learn. And the reason being is because if you think about it, a lot of these orders where the bank institutions take their positions are usually in the areas of supply and demand. All right. So I'm going to move forward after I just told you a little bit about my journey on how I trade supply and demand, what you need to know about being successful in this market and what you need to do. All right. So number one, supply and demand is very effective because you get to, number one, your entries, but number two, the most important thing is your exits. I noticed that if you're very familiar with Forex, you see the markets creating either a higher high or higher low, depending on if you're in the uptrend. If it's a downtrend, lower high, lower low, right? And even in consolidation or ranges, you can still have supply and demand areas as well. But we tend to stay with the trend. But even if it's counter trend, we still want to make sure that we are within some type of trend to know that we want to enter and exit in the flow of that trend, right? Basically, overall, it's best to stay with the trend. Even if you're counter trend trading, make sure that, just know that if you're counter trend trading, your probability of winning decreases because you're going against the trend, right? Do I counter trend trade? Absolutely. I don't do it all the time. I try to stay with the trend as much as possible, but I trade off the 5-minute time frame, all right? So let's just say if you are trading the uptrend, right? More than likely, you're not looking for a supply area, right? We're not looking for a reversal counter trend, right? We are looking for the market to break a high of structure, right? And then we look for a gap, right? You can call this a fair value gap, or you can, which if you're an ICT student, or you just look for the gap, period, right? From where the market had taken off from buying, all right? And how do you notice the gap? You will see a bear candle and then immediate engulfing bullish candle, all right? If you have not, if you don't know anything about order blocks, or if you don't know anything about gaps, if you don't know anything about this strategy I'm telling you about, please go visit my YouTube and learn off the most recent video. I'll talk about supply and demand, and that's TRADERSGLOWFX, okay? Like and subscribe, share it, do whatever you want with it, all right? So I tend to wait for the market to come back, touch that, to fill the gap, touch my zone area, because I mark up the area between the bull candle and the bearish candle, and then once it taps into my zone, I am now waiting for another confirmation for the market to go back in this initial direction, which is a buy candle, to break the previous candle that just retested, and then I'll enter there, and then I'll put a 10 pip stop loss max, usually. Sometimes 15, 20, depending on how big the gap of my zone is of demand. And it's the same thing vice versa supply, right? So I remember having 6 wins total, completely back to back, okay? This week alone, I am doing a challenge. I am doing an unlimited challenge. Now, some people's like, Jonah, why are you doing an unlimited challenge? Well, this is just my opinion. I believe if you know how to stay disciplined as a trader, if you know how to take really good setups, if you know not to overtrade, not to over leverage, unlimited time frame, let me take that back. Unlimited days of trading and / time will get you through the door to get funded real quick. Didn't I say unlimited time of trading? I really meant unlimited time. So there's no time limit. There's no 30 days, no 60 days, no nothing like that. And I'm doing the first phase, and I only need 10%. Okay, so if I'm continuously doing this and I'm just taking my time, then there's no need to rush. All right, and this is why I really want to get down to the bottom line before I close out this first episode, is I want to talk about a trading plan. All right, you need a trading plan. If you don't have a trading plan, you are bound to fail. You are going to lose money, and on top of that, you are going to be giving your money to the markets over and over again. It's like you're basically giving away free money. This is not what you should be doing right now. I know there is mentors out there who would literally say, don't trade a demo account, trade a real account, because in a demo account, you're not necessarily, feeling it. You're not, like, if you lose, you're not connected to that loss because it's a demo account, right? It's fake money. They said, do it with a real account, so that way, when you lose, you'll take it more serious next time. I disagree in a way, and I agree in a way. So the thing I agree with is, yes, if you're not going to take your demo account seriously, then put like small fake money in, I said small fake money. Put small amount of money, which is like $50 in account, and just trade with a 0.01. And if you do well, put more money in it. If you don't do well, go to a demo account, right? And the reason why is because when you lose money, now you notice like, oh crap, that's my real money, so you'll take it more serious. However, on the flip side, if you do take your demo trading seriously with a trading plan. Come up with a trading plan, know how much you want to risk, know how much you want to leverage, and necessarily put a cap on how many times you're going to trade a day, which I would say trade at least once or twice a day without going over your risk capital. Then you'll be fine. Trade with a demo account, because when you see consistent profits in your demo account, then you could transfer over to either your real money or a funded account, which we'll talk about in another episode, to where you can be funded their capital, a huge amount of money, 200K, 300K, 100K, and 10K, you name it, and you can start profiting once you beat the challenge, and you can literally grow your financial freedom real fast. This is what I'm trying to say, guys. This is what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say here is, if you don't practice in a demo account, my advice to you is first, practice in a demo account. But if you're not practicing in a demo account, more than likely, you're going to get so emotional that you're going to start over trading, over leveraging, and you're going to sit here wishing that you were in a demo account. Go to a demo account, right? But first, you have to have a trading plan. Know how much you're going to risk, right? Which is 1 to 2 trades per day. Don't go over the percentage, right? Or the amount that you want to lose per day. And if you take a loss, yeah. What's going on, family? Hey, we here. And go on about your day. The reason why most traders fail in the Forex industry is because of over leveraging. They don't have a trading plan. They don't know when to stop trading, even after their stop loss was hit and they took a loss. And the ripple effect just keeps on going and keep on going, and your account keeps bleeding until you blown it. So you have to learn how to be disciplined. You can't want to be a full-time trader and have this way of saying, I'm just going to have these bad habits, because when you become a full-time trader, all the pressure is going to be on you making that money. And if you're not disciplined, you're going to put yourself in financial trouble, right? We don't want that. You need to be disciplined. Listen, I cannot wait to talk more about being disciplined and knowing how to make great profits in Forex. But right now, I'm going to end the episode with this. I want every single person listening to this episode to sit down, have a written game plan, trading plan, and practice it in your demo account if you are not making any profits. Now, some of you guys are like, why, Jonah? That doesn't make any sense. And the reason why you need to do this is so you can become consistently profitable. If you want to make it in the Forex industry, I don't care how long it takes. If you want to make it in the Forex industry, you have to be consistently profitable. Stop going to all these YouTube videos and watching all these YouTube videos, information overload. Stop strategy hopping, right? Stop the bleeding in your account. Just stop it. But some of us don't know how to stop because we're so addicted to the markets. Get to a place where you have to have a one-on-one conversation with yourself. Ask yourself what you want to do in this life when it comes to Forex trading, and be real about it and do it. But you have to do it with discipline so you can be consistent. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jonah. I'm so glad that you guys showed up at TRADERSGLOWFX podcast for the first time of this episode, and I'm praying that this episode blesses you. I can't wait to see you guys in the next episode. Holla at your boy. Y'all take it easy.